The winter of 2013 had buried Yellowstone National Park under an unnerving stillness. Snow drifted silently across Lamar Valley, a place normally filled with the echoes of wolves. But that year, even nature seemed to be holding its breath. Park Ranger Ethan Ward was on night duty. He had worked 16 years in Yellowstone, yet he had never felt a silence like this. A silence that seemed to watch him from between the trees. At 10:13 p.m., a soft burst of static broke through his radio. Ethan assumed it was the wind, until the sound shifted. A thin breath, a heavy, muffled hum. Then, something that stretched far beyond the limits of a human voice. A long, piercing scream. It sounded almost human, but far too long, too distorted, too deliberate. And buried inside the scream was something else. A shape, a pattern, a syllable, a word. Do not. Ethan froze. The sound traveled across the valley as if the darkness itself were breathing. The next morning, he reviewed the recordings. His radio normally couldn't capture low-frequency anomalies, but somehow it had recorded the entire event. The file was labeled 2213 Lamar Valley, Distortion Unknown. He played it back. Silence. Then the deep resonance. And the scream, sharper, clearer, more deliberate than he remembered. The other rangers couldn't identify it. Not a wolf, not a bear, not any animal known to exist. Everyone reached the same unsettling conclusion. This wasn't biological. Ethan contacted Dr. Amelia Cross, an acoustic researcher who once investigated the Alaska hum incident. He sent her the recording. Minutes later, she called him back. "Ethan, this isn't a human voice. Or rather, no human could produce this." The following day, Amelia arrived at the park with her mobile analysis unit. Spectral graphs exploded across her screens, chaotic patterns, impossible signatures. "This frequency doesn't match anything on land," she said quietly. "It resembles something you'd see in deep-sea species." A beat. "But Yellowstone has no ocean." They compared the audio to the park's thermal camera network. At 10:12 p.m., the screen flared. A tall, distorted figure stood in the valley, twice the height of a human, wide shoulders, thin, elongated legs, arms hanging unnaturally low, every joint bent at angles no animal could possess. It didn't move. It simply stood there, waiting. Then its head snapped backward, and the scream from the audio file erupted in perfect synchronization. It had no mouth, no visible opening. The sound didn't come from a throat. Its entire body emitted the scream. Amelia sifted through old anthropological records. Buried within them was a strange belief shared by several indigenous groups. A watcher in the valley. A shape that warns with sound, not speech. And when a warning becomes a word, danger is already too close. Suddenly, Ethan understood. The sound he heard wasn't "come," it was "don't come." That night, Ethan and Amelia returned to Lamar Valley. A circular melt patch in the snow marked the place where the figure had stood. Steam still drifted from the ground, rising in slow, trembling ribbons, as if the earth itself were exhaling after something immense had pressed down on it. Then the hum returned, stronger than before. A static charge crawled down Ethan's spine, sharp enough to make his vision flicker. Amelia whispered, barely audible, "He's here." A shape emerged from the darkness. Closer now, clearer. Legs too long, arms skimming the surface of the snow. A faceless head tilted toward them, yet somehow seeing, locking onto them with an awareness that felt cold and deliberate. The scream detonated again, this time inside Ethan's skull, vibrating behind his eyes. Go! Back! The command was unmistakable, heavier than a voice, as if the valley itself were speaking through the creature. The ground vibrated beneath them. Snow cracked in thin spiderweb lines. A deep growl rose from below, not volcanic, not geological, but alive, moving, shifting, stretching. Something beneath the valley was stirring. The creature turned toward the ground and screamed again, a warning directed downward, not at them. Amelia grabbed Ethan's sleeve and pulled him back. The figure folded inward like collapsing smoke and vanished. But the subterranean hum did not stop. If anything, it grew steadier, more rhythmic, as if whatever lay below was listening. Something had awakened. The next day, Amelia's full report, audio files, thermal footage, spectral analysis, was immediately classified. Hours later, Ethan received a notice. Natural phenomenon. Do not disclose. Amelia refused. She saved a hidden backup. But when she returned home, her front door hung open. Her computer was still on. Every file was gone, except one. A single audio clip. A whisper. Do not return. 11 years passed. In January 2024, 3 tourists camping in the northern valleys reported hearing a scream like a person calling for help. The recording matched the 2013 signal exactly, but the word was clearer. Stay away. Ethan never forgot that winter. Every year, when the wind cut across the valley at just the right angle, he swore he could hear the same distant resonance, not quite a voice, not quite a scream, but something in between, something watching. Amelia continued her research, but never again captured evidence as clear as that night. Yet the thermal cameras still glitched without explanation, and visitors kept reporting the same eerie sensation. Something's watching. The wind sounds like it's talking. The valley feels alive. No one has seen the creature again, but the sound remains, a wandering echo drifting through Yellowstone's frozen valleys, a warning carried by the wind. Go back, or perhaps you don't belong here. Some warnings don't fade, they wait. And Yellowstone's echo hasn't fallen silent. It's only growing louder. When the next signal rises from the valley, you'll want to be the first to hear it. Follow the frequency and subscribe.